Welcome to this edition of Car and Driver. I'm Jim Scoutten with a question posed by Chrysler this year. How can you make a Viper coupe be more of a head-turner in traffic? Well, here's the answer, the GTS-R. Set up to look like and celebrate the factory race car's championship win. First, understand, Chrysler is not selling copies of this car, the real GTS-R with the carbon fiber body that copped the championship in the FIA GT2 series in 1998. Instead, you get the look as an option package for the production GTS coupe. The reverse paint scheme with blue stripes on white is the most obvious difference, and the aluminum rear spoiler is hard to miss. But also in the package, extended side sills and a modified front fascia with splitter and small aero plates above the fog lights. Inside, the black leather gives way to deep blue accents for the transmission hump, lower dash, and seats. And the option group includes 5-point racing belts. Unchanged are the large tack and speedo in front of the driver that still reads to 200 miles per hour. Under the hood, the 8-liter V-10 is essentially unchanged except for low-restriction air intakes feeding the twin throttle bodies on the cross-flow manifold. That's not the tricks used for the racing engine, but the horsepower is up slightly over stock to 455 with that awesome torque figure of 490 foot-pounds. And that means liquid tires on demand anytime you think people aren't noticing that wing. It also means a hooked-up launch is no easy achievement, but get it right and there's still scratch in second and third on the way to a 12-second quarter mile at 120 miles per hour. And 0 to 60, 4 seconds flat, just barely out of first. If this is your kind of fun, there's nothing else like it.
That big V10 motor, an awful lot of power, an awful lot of torque. I can't imagine an instance on the road where you're going to be beat by very many production cars.
And that's also true on the track. And with Willow Springs, ours for the running, we had a line of editors drawing numbers to run laps against the clock, looking for the best apex in the S-turns to let the chassis and those huge Michelins do their work.
The car is tremendously responsive. As is any Viper. The rubber on the road is so dramatically above and beyond most cars that it sticks and sticks and sticks through a turn, but when it finally lets go, you better be ready for it. There's not a lot of warning there.
We did notice the wing working on this Viper, reducing the tendency to oversteer slightly, making the GTS-R even more enjoyable. You're riding now with Senior Tech Editor Don Schrader, who's getting faster with each lap, and pulling close to the skid pad limit of 0.95 Gs through turns 8 and 9 with the Michelins howling that that's just about it. The bottom line, there's nothing quite like a Viper on a racetrack. But whether raising the price as tested to $85,000 is worth the GTS-R price, that's another question.
It's definitely more Viper than you already have, but again, just the normal Viper is so far above and beyond most of the cars out there. It's really hard to gauge how much better this car is. It does have a little bit better performance. Another $15,000 worth of performance, I'm not really sure.
I suppose it's a little silly to ask whether we like the GTS-R. I don't think we ever met a Viper we didn't like. But whether it's worth the extra $15,000 to get the racing pieces, well, on the face of it, no, because you aren't buying the winning factory racer. But this is still the baddest street Viper you can get from Dodge, both in looks and performance. And if that's your message in traffic, this one will do it.